Welcome to the Empowered with Erika podcast. My name is Erika Vishkalis, and I'm an empowerment coach, mindset mentor, personal development enthusiast, and holistic health advocate. I have spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you are looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story and to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Empowered with Erika. I'm your host, Erika, and I'm so excited to dive into this topic today. Let me tell you guys, this is one that fires me up, so buckle in because it's about to get a little feisty on my end, I think. So, what are we talking about today? We are talking about the topic of settling and how to not fucking do it. Because let me tell you, this is something I have seen so much in my friend's life, in my own life, and I think it's something that we as a society are kind of struggling with right now, and so I wanted to dive into this. And this episode was inspired with me having a conversation with a friend yesterday about how, they're unhappy with their current work situation. She really wants to be home with her baby and work from home and just isn't happy with the work-life balance that she currently has. And you know what? She's doing something about it, which I fucking love. She's not settling. She's finding a way out so that she can, have a better work-life balance and really be able to, live the life that she wants to live, which I love. But how many people don't do that? How many people do not take the steps to do what they need to do for them? How many times do we settle for what is considered normal or expected, but it doesn't fulfill us and it doesn't make us happy? I know I have. And it's just not it, guys. We need to work on that, right, as a society. So I was thinking about, why do we do this? Why do so many people settle for things in their life that makes them unhappy, that makes them feel stuck, that makes them, unfulfilled or leaves them unfulfilled? Why? I think a big part of it are the societal norms. I mean, let's think about how much pressure we all put on each other in society right now to maybe go to college or get married or have kids or whatever it is. We're all comparing, or maybe not all of us, but a lot of people, are struggling with that comparison on social media and keeping up with the Joneses and have all these societal norms of what's expected of them, right? So then when maybe something that they've been told their whole life they should love or that should fulfill them, and then it doesn't, they're like, oh, what the fuck do I do now? Right? They're like, I thought this was supposed to make me happy. I thought that I was supposed to love this. What do you mean that this now, I have the thing, I have the coveted thing that I said I'm supposed to have, and I'm not happy at all. Now what? Right? Now what? Okay, well, now what we do is we figure out how to get ourselves out of that situation, turn it around, and start putting our lives on a path that is actually fulfilling. I think another reason we do this, guys, is the conditioning from our life. So what I mean by that is we are all influenced, and all of our perspectives are shaped by the things that we experience growing up and through our everyday life, like every single day. Our environment really shapes our life, right? And how we view the world and how we see things. So maybe growing up, you had parents that told you certain things, like that you needed to go to college, or that you need to get married, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, right? But maybe college isn't for you, right? Maybe you aren't ready for that next step in your relationship, or maybe you aren't ready to buy a house, or maybe you aren't ready for this, that, or the other thing that, you've been told is expected of you, right? And we have all this conditioning of things that were said to you, but also just what you saw growing up. When you've only seen unhealthy relationships It's hard to know what a healthy relationship is, right? That's just a really good example. When you've only seen dysfunction, it's hard to know what functional is. Or when you've only seen unhealthy eating habits, it's hard to know what healthy eating looks like, right? Like these are just a couple different examples. And one what I really truly think the deep core issue for a lot of this is as a whole, so many people do not feel like they are good enough or worthy to have what they actually fucking want. Okay? And I'm getting fired up about this because I know I have been there. I've been the person who did not feel good enough or did not feel worthy of what I know I actually deserve. And it took me a long time to get to a point where I did something about it, guys. It took me a long time. And it's not easy. It's still not easy. Okay. But here's like one example without getting too personal that I want to share with y'all. So I stayed in a pretty unhealthy relationship for a good chunk of time. And what it took for me to finally leave that situation and to walk away was a boundary being crossed for me. I had hit my breaking point. I was tired of not feeling like I was getting treated the way I deserve to be treated. I was tired of feeling like I wasn't bringing my best self to that situation. You know, when things aren't healthy, often you aren't bringing your best either. So this is not all to put it on one person, but I knew that I deserved better. And in my gut, I was like, there is more for me. This is not it. And that's not to talk shit. It's just how it is, right? And for a long time, though, I didn't think I deserved better. I did not think that I could be loved more. I did not think that I was good enough for the healthy relationships, I'd see on my Nicholas Sparks movies that I love. Like, where are my Nicholas Sparks fans at? I love those books, I loved Walk to Remember and The Notebook, but also that set things pretty fucking high, right? And I was like, oh, that's just in movies. That's not real life. That's not real life. And because of that conditioning that I had, I let myself get treated in a way that I would now never let myself get treated in. So this is what I mean by I had a boundary that was crossed, and I was like, yep, fuck this, I'm out. And let me tell you, choosing to walk away, choosing to set a boundary in the sand really changed my fucking life. Why? Because it was the trajectory for me to then start doing that in so many different areas of my life. So many different areas, guys, because I realized I deserve more and I deserve better than my current reality. And let me tell you, that was hard because I have years and years of negative self talk and negative beliefs on how I wasn't good enough and how I wasn't worthy. And I've shared a little bit about this before, but with my past and with the things that happened with my biological father and just things like that, I did not feel very worthy of love. And I had a lot of people in my life that loved me, okay? So I don't want to say that I didn't. I definitely do have a lot of people that love me in my life. But there is key people that did not show me the love I deserved, and that really shaped my worldview. Okay, and this is why I say conditioning is really a key part of this, right? What's that quote? You accept the love you think you deserve? Yes. And it all started with me deciding to love my fucking self. Okay? When I made the decision that I deserve better, I had to start with myself. I had to start loving myself first before I could really, even know what it looked like to be loved by someone else. I had to realize, how do I want to be treated? What am I worthy of? And I think a great example of this was then when I dove into the 75 hard, right? I started treating myself, my body, my mind differently and better. And it helped me to up level my life in so many different areas of my life, right? Because I was moving every day. I was fueling my body with good food and with water. I was doing the mindset work. I was pushing my limits physically. And I think I'm going to do a whole episode about my 75 hard journey and my live hard journey. But I do think it was pivotal in me learning to fucking love myself because I showed up for myself every day, right? And I set those boundaries. I know this thing me watching TV or me eating the fucking donut is not going to help me get where I want to be. And I deserve better. I deserve to love myself more. I deserve to, you know, be feeling my best. Okay? So then I have to tell you guys, I went into dating again with these boundaries that I'd set for myself and knowing how I wanted to be treated. I wasn't going to deal with the bullshit that I'd been dealt with before. And let me tell you guys that now I have literally never been happier. And I'm so fucking lucky and grateful. I swear I've manifested my current relationship where, no, we're not perfect because nothing is perfect, but I've never been treated better in my entire life, guys. And I know the whole reason I'm even in this situation is because I took the time to love myself first. I took the time to do the work to help me realize I am good enough. I am worthy. You know what? I am fucking worthy of someone who calls me regularly, who, when I'm out of town for work, makes time for me, who, when they're out of town, makes time, who, fuck, even on the way home from work, he calls me to let me know, like, oh, I'm on my way home. How was your day? Maybe you find that weird, but as someone who, in my past relationship, we would go like days and weeks without fucking talking, it means a lot to me. It means a lot, especially with like my past, with my past trauma. The communication is important for me. And for a long time, I thought I didn't deserve to be loved for who I am. And I'm getting emotional because I thought that I did not deserve it. I didn't think that anyone could love me for who I am as a person, guys, because that's, you know, some of the conditioning that I had in my life. And then I put myself in situations that just confirmed that. And I settled. I settled for being treated less than that, for being treated in a way that confirmed all these negative beliefs I had about myself. And that is some bullshit. Okay? That is bullshit because no one deserves that. So I'm just using the example of relationships because that's what I have. But let me tell you, there is better out there. You deserve better. If it's work, if it's fitness, if it's relationships, whatever it is, you deserve better because everyone does. Everyone deserves to be happy and fulfilled. And I am so fucking happy right now in my life, guys. And again, that doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. I have things I'm still working on. But overall, having done a lot of the work has helped me get where I need to be. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that me healing myself, working on healing the relationship with myself, healing some of those past family wounds. I've done a lot of deep work on healing my trauma and realizing that things that have happened in my life did not happen. Well, one, did not happen to me, they happened for me, but also a lot of it had nothing to do with me. And especially as children, we put stuff on us that really have nothing to do with us, but because we're children and we don't know any better, we think it's our fault. Or we think that we did this or we did that. When realistically, like, adults, they make their own decisions and it has nothing to do with you. But I digress. My point is that I did the work to help me heal these wounded parts of myself that were holding me back. And I mean, I'm still doing the work. It can still be a struggle, guys. I don't always feel lovable. I don't always feel like I deserve, the good things I get. Like, honestly, I think there's a part of me that's fearful of success. And I still, every day, I'm like, wow, I am fucking lucky. How did I get here? How did I get to a point where I feel loved and cared for and cherished? And, I reciprocate that and I'm happy. I have great friends. Overall, I have a great job. And I'm really fucking happy. And I worked my ass off to get to be where I am today, like in my relationships, in my career. Let me tell you guys, it was not easy to get to where I am at my career right now. And it was a lot of sacrifices. And I'm really fucking grateful that I did the fucking work. I'm grateful I did the work, guys, because it's led me to where I am today. And that doesn't mean that the journey is over. I mean, when I was having this conversation with my friend the other day, I realized there's a couple areas that I'm still fucking settling. I'm still settling. Now, don't get me wrong. Um, Not that they aren't as pressing, but it's not as harmful to me as other areas was where I was in the past. But I realized like I want more for myself in other areas of my life. And so now I'm buckling up, buckling in, and I'm getting to fucking work to change it. Because guess what? When you recognize that something needs to change, you need to do the fucking work. It is not going to be handed to you. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But you know what? That's what makes it worth doing. It is not easy to walk away from a situation that is your normal. It's not easy to walk away from work. Like maybe your job is comfortable, okay, but it doesn't fulfill you. That's going to be hard for you to walk away, but let me tell you, doing something that is fulfilling is way better for you. It's going to be way better for you mentally, physically. Walking away from an unhealthy relationship, yeah, it's going to be better for you. And it might be hard in the moment. You might have some hard days, but you will get through it. I promise you, you will get through it if you just take care of yourself and if you remember that you are setting a new standard. You can set these new standards. You can set new limits. You can set new boundaries because you deserve it. You deserve to be fully happy, to be fulfilled, to feel loved. Whatever the area of life it is that you're, thinking of as I'm speaking this, of where you're settling, you deserve to live the most aligned and authentic and passionate life for you. You really fucking do. And do not let anyone tell you differently. I'm going to be quite honest. I'm very strict about this. If someone is, you know, if someone is lighting out your fire, if someone is telling you that you don't deserve something that you know in your core you deserve, tell them to fuck off. I'm going to be quite honest. Tell them to get lost, okay? Because you do not have time for people who are not supportive of your journey. All right? You do not have time for it. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you, who are going to love you, who are going to support you. And if you don't have those people in your life, it's time to get a new circle of friends, to get and sometimes, sometimes you need to have even like better friendships that are basically family, right? Because sometimes your family isn't going to be supportive of you. Sometimes they aren't going to understand what you're doing. And sometimes it takes them seeing you set that boundary to realize that it needed to be done, right? Sometimes you need to be the one that is bold and takes the leap and does the hard thing, okay? Let me tell you, it was not easy moving across the country in the middle of a pandemic. It was not easy making that leap, but I knew that the career opportunity I had for me here in Arizona was what I needed to do, okay? It was not easy for me to leave a relationship that, yeah, I was fucking unhappy, but it was also my normal and comfortable. It was not easy for me to leave that, but I knew I fucking deserved better. I knew that I'd rather just be doing life on my own. I knew it at that point. I knew I needed to walk away. I knew that my body deserved better than the way I was treating it physically with my diet and my fitness habits. I knew I deserved better. And so I buckled the fuck up and I started treating it better. And then I started feeling better physically, emotionally. Even like with mental health. When I started seeing a therapist, it was really hard, okay? But I knew I had stuff I needed to work on, and I knew that if I did the work, I could heal a lot of things that I had been working through for years, guys. So, this is my reminder to you that you do not need to settle. If things feel mediocre to you, if you are not getting lit up by what you're doing in your life, if you are not, and we all have, okay, so let me backtrack for a minute. We all have our times when maybe we're just in a funk. I think that's different. Okay, we all have those moments when we're in a funk. I've been in a funk. Honestly, I was in a funk a couple months ago. All right, I was in a bit of a funk. But I knew that so many things in my life were still fulfilling me, and I knew that a lot of that was internally being caused, right? That my mindset wasn't right. And so I dove back into my personal development. I dove back into lifting and eating well and just connecting with my partner and connecting with my friends. And that helped me get out of my funk. So I think it's a little bit different. We need to be able to differentiate that. But guys, please, for the love of God, do not settle for mediocre life. We only have one life. Take the risk. Take the leap. Do the thing. Set the boundary. Make the move, man. Like, you can do it. And you have to believe in yourself, because guess what? Other people may not believe in you. And you need to believe in yourself. You need to cheer yourself on. I do still think you need to get a good group of supportive people in your life. But not everyone sees the vision that you see. Okay? So, like, for me right now, I'm focusing on creating the best work-life balance for myself, creating the best work situation for myself that truly fulfills me, the best career path that truly fulfills me. That is my current goal, right? And it's a work in progress. It's something I'm working on. It's not going to happen overnight. So remember, this is a journey. It's not going to just happen overnight. You can't just snap your fingers and everything changes. That's usually not how this works. But I just want to encourage you to stay the path. Remember that you are fucking worthy. You are worthy. You are enough. You have it in you. And maybe you need to do some work on yourself for a little bit. Maybe it's going to cause some painful areas of growth. Maybe you need to realize that you are not showing up at your best self either. Maybe you need to get sick and tired of your own shit. Because let me tell you, I had to get sick and tired of my own shit before I really made a change. I knew that I needed to change things in my life. So I took the responsibility. I did the thing. I took the actions. I took the step. I made the leap. And it changed my life. Every time that I was fucking scared to make a change and I did it anyways, it has served me. It has served me so much. So please, do not settle. Do not settle for mediocre. Do not settle for less than what you deserve. Set those boundaries. Know your worth. Know that you are worthy. Okay? You are worthy. And you know what? You do not need to fucking prove your worthiness. That is a topic for another day, but you do not need to prove it. You do not need to earn this, right? Like, you do not need to earn it. You do not need to prove it. You inherently, just for being your fucking self, deserve to live your best and most fulfilled life, okay? So, I'm going to end it with that today, because I could really rant for a long time about this, and I don't want to get too long-winded, but please, guys, just remember that whatever it is in life that you're struggling with, take a step back. Think about why it is a struggle for you. Are you in a funk? Is it truly not lighting you up? Are you settling for less than you deserve? How can you make the change? Think about it. Maybe take some time. Maybe talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, talk to a trusted family member. Maybe journal it out. I love to journal. I love to self-reflect. It really helps me a lot. Maybe sit in some, quiet meditation. Go for a walk. Let me tell you guys, I love walks. They help me so much. They help me think through things. So I hope that inspired you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you and for taking the time to be a part of our community. Don't forget to check the show notes for resources that I shared in today's episode, and of course to connect with me on social. You can find me on Instagram at erika.vishkalis. You can also find me on Facebook at Erika Vishkalis. I always love hearing from you, so leave a comment, leave a review, shoot me a DM, let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about. And don't forget to tag me if you share the episode with your friends or with your family or on your story. If you want to hear more empowering content, then make sure to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when our next episode drops. I cannot wait to share more with you. I will see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.